submit, we are going to do, or I'm going to write it down here. I will write my project inside that.
No, you don't write your project on the platform. You have to write your project in a Word document. And yesterday we shared a template with you. I'm going to share the template in the chat. Also download that template.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, this is the template. It's a Word document. You have to write your project. You are only going to the platform to submit. So let me show you how the platform looks like when you want to submit. I'm going to click on that link and share my screen so that you see. Let me see so many windows that are open on my desktop. Okay, so I don't know if you're able to see my screen, but once you click on
I'm seeing it.
Yes, when you click on the link that I just showed you, bring you to this page once you have created your account, and you have to upload your document. So you have to choose a file on your computer that is your project. You have to look for it. You click on this document and you select it. You select it on your computer. You click on open. Then once you have done that, you can come here, say root cause. You just type here root cause analysis. Once you have typed the root cause analysis, you can come here now to upload the file. You click on upload. You have to upload the file.
Okay.
You click on upload file.
Okay, ma.
And then once you click on upload, they'll ask you now to submit your response to move to the next step. Submit your response to move to the next step. You have to click on that. You understand?
Okay.
So it is only when you have clicked on submit that it is confirmed that your work has been submitted. You will not type on the platform. You only type on the platform when you're doing peer review. But to submit your work, you have to do it in the Word document, the template that I shared with you.
Okay, ma. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Thank you.
No, thank you for all your diligence and hard work. And I'm going to share back my screen. One other thing I wanted to share with you today is there are some people that are saying they submitted their work by email. Don't send your work to us, to Reda or myself, by email. Some people submit their work by WhatsApp. Some people upload to Dropbox. Actually, we have actually blocked the Dropbox folder so that you can't submit it there. Please do not submit your work through any of these means. You will not be able to give or receive feedback if you do so. You will not be able to do peer review if you submit your work by any other means other than the peer review platform. So it's very important for you to take note of this. All right, so that said, I'm going to go to the next person. Alilu Adejo, your hand was raised earlier as well. So please, can you go ahead and unmute yourself and share your challenge with us? And thank you, Hafsat Fadia, for confirming that you now understand what is being explained. Okay, Alilu, if you're not unmuting, Nwafo Azuka. Nwafo Azuka, I'm asking you to unmute. Your hand is raised. Anifat, please, when you're raising your hand, make sure that you have checked your device to ensure that you're ready to unmute and to speak.
Good afternoon, Auntie Reda.
Good afternoon, Anifat.
Yes, I was so delighted that I was able to submit my RCA yesterday following your instruction, though I wrote on the Word document. I wrote on Word document. In fact, I was checking everywhere. In fact, the project we did 2018 and that of 2020 was also there. In fact, I was so delighted. But the only question I want to ask that was bothering me now is that the assignment, the template on 5 whys, are we not going to submit it either? Please, that's my concern. Are we to submit it differently, or as we are submitting our RCA, you still ask that question 5 whys is still under the RCA road cause analysis. Are we to submit it differently? Because I was unable to see the template for that. We have to submit
Okay,
it.
thank you, Anifat. So just to confirm what you said, if I heard you well, you have already submitted your root cause
My
analysis project.
RCA, but the
Yes.
first one
Okay.
okay.
You used a Word document and you used the rubric. You used the rubric
Yes.
to guide you to write it.
Yes, I
Is that
use rubric to guide me, then later upload to the link the link that the reader gave us yesterday. So I was able to submit in that through uploading.
so you submitted, what you're saying is you submitted on the platform.
Yes, on the link that you shared with us yesterday. I submitted there, but I was now concerned that what of the 5 whys template that we first did? Are we to submit that one too? Because I
The
couldn't
5
see.
why that document was just to help you to understand how to do your root cause
Okay,
analysis.
thank you, ma. Thank you.
So, but
I'm grateful.
I want you to do something for me. And in fact, I want you to stay online because your connectivity is good. And when the time will come, I will turn towards you to share your your root cause analysis project with us. That is to explain what is your challenge, how you analyze the 5 why, how you thought about it to see the difference that it will make, and then the action steps that you're going to take. So you're going to explain your whole project with us so that colleagues can also hear and be able to give you feedback as well as our guides on the side. Is that okay?
Okay, no problem. I hope I will be able to share my
screen.
my project. I hope so. Yes.
Yes, you'll be able to share. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, I said you'll be able to share.
Okay.
Okay, so
I will
I'll get
try
back
if
to
I
you.
can share it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I apologize. I think I accidentally removed Charlotte from the session. I am going to apologize to her, and she's going to come right back. Um, um, uh, uh, all right, she'll be back. So let me just wait. Yes. So
I am back, Reda. Thank you.
okay, I'm so sorry. That was yes, I'm so sorry I did that. Here, let me make you the host if you can make me the co-host. I logged in a way I don't usually do. Apologies for interrupting the flow, and thank you and really already congratulations to Nigerian scholars who are here. It makes me confident. If you've come here for support or because you want to help your colleagues, that we are going to see hundreds of root cause analyses come in by tonight for all over Nigeria, and there's already a significant number of them. Back to you, Charlotte, and again, apologies.
Thank you, Reda. I almost thought it was my connectivity that let me go down. Okay, so before I left the room, I was just turning towards Nwafo Azuka, because this session is really technical support. So it's giving you the opportunity to ask your questions if you're facing any difficulties with submitting your root cause analysis or accessing the peer review platform. You will have the opportunity to ask your questions now. So Isiaku Ado Ali, go ahead and unmute yourself. Or Richard Dauda, the first to unmute, you have the floor. Diane, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I'm Nasisi Okwado Ali from Kano State, Nigeria.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Isiaku, we are hearing you. Please go ahead and ask your question
Hello.
or share your concern. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Isiaku, your
Hello.
hand is raised. What's your question? We can
Yes,
hear you.
can you hear me? Uh-huh.
Yes,
Please,
we can hear
my
you.
problem is while drafting my template for root cause analysis, I couldn't see a place where to put the 5 whys. The question I asked, the 5 whys I asked, it is on the second place where they say explain most important root cause analysis you found that you can do something about. It is on that place I should supposed to put the 5 whys, and on each why should I explain more in details, or I should just write the reasons or the questions I can see.
It all depends on you, as that is what you, when you're writing down your root cause analysis, you write it in a way that somebody that is not familiar with your work can understand. So if it requires putting details, if it requires you putting more detail to help colleagues and peers and everyone to understand the root cause of your challenge, then fine and good. I wouldn't discourage you from doing that. So put as much detail as you want. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, thank you
And
for your response.
Okay, and I'm just going to share my screen, the template. So everybody, this is the template that Reda was kind enough to prepare yesterday based on your request, that you need a template. So it is in this section, Isiaku, I don't know if you're able to see this section. What is the root cause of the immunization challenge that you can fix? Write the 5 why questions you asked for to find the root cause. Explain why you can fix this cause. So this is the section where you can write that. I don't know if Isiaku, I know you're not able to unmute again. So just unmute yourself and confirm that you have this template, which I've shared again in the chat, and that you understand exactly where the 5 whys need to appear.
Yes, thank you. I can see it. I have understand.
Okay. Okay,
It's on the
great.
second step. Thank you so much.
So can you just assure me that you'll be able to finish your project today and submit it? No, he's muted again. So
Yes,
I'm just
yes, I can hear you. I can finish inshallah by God's grace before 10 p.m. tonight. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. All right, so Alilu Adejo, your camera is open, and okay, now you're succeeded to unmute. So please go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Are you there? Yeah. I have seen the example of how to write the root cause analysis that has been displayed. I don't know whether it has to be separated into segments following that example you have placed on the screen. That is my issue.
What I showed on the screen is the template that you will use to type. It's not an example, it's a template. So just fill in the blank spaces. So this template is a Word document. So you can actually you download the document and you open it on your computer, and you can actually start typing here. Say, my challenge is high vaccine dropout rate. My coverage. So you can type. You finish typing
there.
your challenge. Yes. And when you're looking at
I have
what
not
is
seen
in
the,
I can't hear you. Can you come again?
Yeah, I am saying that I have not seen that template, and in addition, I am going to tap it on another in a computer. I don't have a computer. I will use another computer to type before I submit. So how do I? Hello.
Your
Yeah.
connectivity is.
But
Let me just stop.
it's
the
poor,
video
but
so
I can
that
hear
you-
you. I
Yeah,
can
so
hear
come
you.
again. But I didn't hear you. What
Um,
did you say?
I said I have not seen the templates that you said you shared. Then even if I have seen it, I am not using a computer. I have to go and write my own root cause analysis on another computer and try to send it to the platform where I'm supposed to submit it. So what are the steps I need to take to do that?
Okay, so for you, Alilu, and every other person that is not having a computer, you may want to type on your phone. First thing is the template is here in the chat of Zoom right now. I submitted it. It means that you can download it and store it on your phone. And if it's
Okay.
on your phone, yes, if it's on your phone, there is a program, a program on Android, which is called WPS Office that you can download on Play Store. It gives you the possibility to use Word documents, even with your phone.
Okay.
Nonetheless, if you are going to type on a different computer, you can actually download the document and transfer it from your phone to a different computer. Open it there and type. When you finish
Okay.
typing, you will have to transfer it back to your phone so that you can submit on the platform.
Oh, that is great. I want to see where you you said you have shared the template already. I can't see it now.
Yes, it is in the chat. Can you see the chat of this Zoom, of the Zoom room right now? In Zoom, there is a place for messages where you can
Yes,
type a
yes.
message. Yes. So
Yes.
go there now. You're going to see a document there, word Nigeria, your RCA. You see a document there right now, and you should be able to download it.
I cannot see it there. I cannot see it there now.
You cannot see the chat or you cannot see the message.
I cannot see the message.
I've just typed a message for you. Hello, Alilu. Can you see my message?
Okay.
In Zoom chat?
Okay, let me go there.
And I see Ahmad Mohammed that says yes, he can see my message. So normally, Alilu, you should be able, and I've just shared the document again.
Okay.
And Reda has put the link that you can. Are you on Telegram? Alilu
I am
Adejo,
not.
are you on Telegram? You are not on
I'm
Telegram?
not yet. Yes.
Oh, so that's probably why you were not able to have these templates, but but you have WhatsApp, right?
No, but Charlotte,
Yes.
the template was also shared last night. So if you look in
By
your
email.
inbox, you will find a message from Auntie Charlotte, and Auntie Charlotte shared everything you need is in your inbox. So you don't need to feel like you're lost or
Yeah.
ask for the template. It's in your inbox. You just have to take the time to go and find her message, and then you'll see it's in attachments. If you find it in spam, make sure that you mark it that it's not spam. Otherwise, you could miss other messages from Charlotte that are very important.
Right.
That's right. Thanks, Reda.
In my email inbox.
Yes, in your email inbox, or everything that you need to succeed in this exercise is in your email inbox. All the documents, the attachments for the template, it is there,
You
and
shared
even
it
how
yesterday?
Yes, the email was sent to you
That one was shared yesterday. All right, I will go there.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you very much. I
And if you
appreciate
go
it.
there, you're able to
Yeah.
just come back and tell us that you have found it.
It's all right.
Okay, thank you, Alilu. And just to reassure everyone, everything that you need to succeed is in your inbox. And if you don't see in your inbox from yesterday evening, you can check your spam. You can check your spam and make sure that you whitelist emails that are coming from me that have my name on it, because all those are important emails. We won't send you an email that will not help you to finish with this exercise. So it's very important. And if you are on Telegram, everything that you need is also on Telegram. My first advice and counsel for you, make sure when you come online on Telegram, before you are sending a message to us, look at the other previous messages that you have that are marked on red and read them, because a lot of things that you're asking us are things that we have just shared them with you. So it's very important for you to read. It's one of the keys to success in this program is you should be able to read and follow instructions. Thank you very much, Alilu. I'm sure each time you ask a question or you raise a concern, you are actually helping another person that is facing the same challenge. So now I see there are so many raised hands. I'm turning towards Comfort Atta. I'm trying to look at, for those who I haven't heard their voices before, who haven't spoken in any of our sessions before, to invite them to speak. So Comfort Atta, are you able to unmute? Okay,
Yeah,
Comfort, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. I'm actually happy to be able to join this meeting today. The launch, I couldn't join because I had a bad network. I was on transit. I am also having the same challenge. I don't even know where to submit. So I saw Chariot was sending me a lot of message. Today is the deadline. I was under tension. I was under pressure. I didn't know what to do, but I was able to do it actually. And I kind of just forwarded it to him just to meet up with the deadline. And then I know that the meeting today, of course, I was going to, air out my challenges, and you people can guide us on possible ways of, joining the peer learning group review platform. I don't know how to join it. I'm not too good with system, but I'm trying my best. And then secondly, I tried to click while you were trying to talk to the first, I think when I came in, I saw you trying to teach somebody on how to enroll. So I followed the link and I was trying to enroll. I got to a point I couldn't enroll and I don't know what it is. My email and my password was not being accepted. I have to come out of it. And now I decided to ask, how do you people make this thing simple for us? We are interested. We are doing a whole lot of good work. How do we also report back this thing without us being rejected? Because there's possibility you may feel that we are not meeting up to the timeline and the assignment. And while somebody is while somebody is making all his best to make sure that he does what he's supposed to do, but he cannot actually also submit those things to you. How can you make all this platform easy for us? You can send the link to us. Let's see how we can just go to our email and do. And then secondly, my concern is they are sending too many emails. So I don't even know, I'm confused. I don't know which one to respond to anymore. It's like there's an email in our official list. There's an also email being sent to my personal. So I don't know how to put my brain together to articulate. I just try to do what I can do. I'm interested and following up, and I hope that this will bring a solution to my problem, which I think a lot of us are also facing similar. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Comfort Atta. And let me start from your last question concerning the emails. So a lot of people don't check their mails often, and when they come online, the first thing is to check the latest email. So what we want to do is to make sure that you don't miss out on important information. So always start from the latest email that you have received, and usually it has the most important information for you. Once you do that, you can move forward. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, the next thing I want us to look at is so now, are you connected on your computer?
I am not, because my system is actually down, but I was able to send my assignment this morning.
Okay, no, it's
I'm using
but you need to
Charlotte, if I may.
Yes, Reda, you need to.
Yeah, so if I may, so first of all, yeah, I didn't see the speaker's name, but is that Comfort?
It's Comfort Atta.
Okay. Yes, Comfort.
Bauchi State, Northeast Nigeria.
All right. So first of all, thank you for speaking up, and we really, really appreciate the concerns that you're raising. We are aware of them, and they are legitimate, and we're here. This is why we're having this session, is to listen to you and to really support you in the best way that we can. So first of all, on too many emails, we know that on the average, it takes, if you get 10 emails, you are going to read one. So in this initial phase, we want to give everyone a chance. And some people miss a lot of the emails, and it's only when they see them piling up, they go and look at one. You are obviously not one of those people. You are one of the learners who is diligent, who's trying to follow and to do everything. And that I want to commend you and so many others for that. Okay, we really, really appreciate that. So what I can tell you is you can just go to the last email in your inbox and ignore all the others if you feel it's too much. You will find everything you need at that point in time in the last email in your inbox, and you can safely ignore the others. Now, to encourage you, I can tell you that 493, I just checked the peer review platform, and there's almost 500 of your colleagues who have managed to successfully register on the platform and join the peer review platform. So I would like to say you can do it too. And that is why we're here to support you. So we really appreciate the effort you are making, and we're here for you is what I want to say. And then again, Charlotte is going to, if she hasn't already, can explain how you can do all this in 2 simple steps. Now, if those 2 simple steps do not work, that is where you can go. We encourage you to go to the more detailed instructions. But again, 493 participants are already on the platform. Now we've invited, there's still some people who are not there yet. But again, I want to really, really encourage you, just hold on. When I hear that you still have problems with the platform, so there is a confirmation email to make sure it's really you. There is an email from the platform that gets sent out saying, please confirm your account. And if you don't confirm, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Charlotte. If you don't activate your account, you will not be able to submit. So just to reassure you, you can do it. We break it down in small steps because some people are going to need that to make it. For you, it sounds like you're not one of those people. So probably you can use just the 2 steps that Charlotte is sharing today. But there's so much diversity, so many different people, and we want to make sure everyone can find their way, and we want to leave no one behind. So that is why now, starting Monday, there will be a lot less email, because we will have sorted out who's actually committed and dedicated and is able to go through all the steps. Sorry to be a bit long, but Comfort, it really moved me when I heard you speak, and so I hope this is some comfort to you. And that and above all, again, I'm so glad you did not just suffer in silence and give up. And the fact that you're here, to me, means we need to do everything we can to help you.
Thank you, Reda. And talking about 2 steps, that's exactly where I was going to lead Comfort to. And I've put the link. There is a link that I've just put in the chat now. It's not looking very attractive. It's pretty long, but the most important thing is to click on that link. That is what, it's a direct link that enables you to be able to submit your work, because once you click on that link, the next step to you is to click to submit your work. Nwofo Azuka says, I activated my account, but I cannot submit because my account was rejected. Under normal circumstances, if you use your correct email, your account will not be rejected because it's actually about you confirming. So what I advise you to do, Nwofo Azuka, is just to use this link that I've just put in the chat, click on it and try again, and then we'll see.
And just to say, the main reasons why people have problems, with Charlotte, we have run dozens of cohorts like these, and there are 2 main reasons. One is people make a mistake when they type their email address. If you get even 1 letter or number wrong when you type your email, when you create your account, you will not be able to get to the platform. The second reason is people will type a password and then they will forget the password, or when they type it, they will make a mistake and not realize it, and then they will get rejected by the platform because the password is not what they initially typed. So those are the 2 main reasons. On the first one, the only solution is to register again and this time double check that your email is correct. On the second problem with the password, you can recover your account and set a new password. What I recommend is you actually write down the password somewhere. And those are the two biggest reasons. I would say more than 90% of participants who have a problem with accessing the platform, it is one of those two things. And then I would say the third reason is not clicking on the email to activate your account.
Thank you, Reda. We still have about 11 minutes for this peer support session. So I'm going to.
I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
And please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. Since Monday, I've been raising my hands. I've never had the opportunity to be called upon. But fortunately for me, some of the issues have been addressed when others are asking questions. So I got the answers.
Okay, so all your questions have been answered. Elizabeth Sabatu, can you hear me? Have all your questions been answered? Okay, probably Elizabeth's having connectivity issues. Ishak Ahmad.
Secondly,
yes, hello, good
I
afternoon.
register myself. You can see them, my name is an organization.
Reda, I don't know if it's only me, but I can't hear Elizabeth.
No, Elizabeth is broken up. Her audio is not coming through for me either. So Elizabeth, please type your message. Please type a message in the chat. But if you've been holding your hand up and we have never called on you before, again, a warm welcome to the collaborative family. We really appreciate your participation and dedication. It is just that there are so many people participating, health colleagues from all over Nigeria. You can be very proud to be one of them. And believe me, we are reading everything you send us, everything in the chat, every email we're reading, and we're trying to answer as many of you as we can.
Thank you, Reda. So we have Ishak Ahmad Mohammed.
Yes, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Ishak Ahmad Muhammad. I'm a health officer in Katsina State, Northwest Nigeria. So far, so good. Due to the nature of my work, I was able to participate in some of the activities for the day 2 and day 3. So far, so good. I've started writing my RCA. My question here is, can I write on this identified challenge, which is low immunization coverage as a result of poor data management information system? Is it okay?
Please, can you come again?
I said the challenge I identify is low immunization coverage as a result of poor data management information system. Is that okay?
That is okay. That is okay. But now you have to you now have to ask yourself why is there low immunization coverage due to poor data management until you get to the root.
Okay, I can hear you. Continue.
Yeah. So have you been able to determine what is the root cause of that problem?
I've determined a lot of issues regarding it, which I'm going to work on it and submit before the deadline.
Okay. And do you have the template?
Yeah, I have the template. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So it means you're on good footing, and we are looking forward to seeing. I am particularly looking forward to see what you come up with as the root cause of that problem, because yeah. So okay. Thank you, Ahmad. Okay. Ibrahim Abdullahi Maekano. Great to have you today, Ibrahim. Are you able to speak? Your hand is raised. Okay, we also have Modupe.
Good afternoon, Charlotte. Well done. I've been raising up my hands for some time. My issue now is this link that you sent. will it be in my mail or the Telegram? Because I told you, I sent a message to you that I have a challenge I have a challenge activating my Telegram here in UK. So everything I've been using is through my email. So I don't know, maybe this link for submission will be sent to the mails or not.
So as Reda said earlier, Motupe, everything is in your email.
Okay.
You should be able to. And you can also, what I usually do when I'm in a Zoom room is when a link is shared, the chat is Zoom, I click on it. I click on it and then it opens up in my browser and I bookmark it. That way I already have it. Whether they send an email later or not, I know I already have access. So what I advise you to do is, I've shared the link again in the chat, just click on it. And then if you're using, whether it's Chrome or Mozilla, whatever browser you're using, the link, you know, you already have access to the link. So that is kind of like a shortcut.
Okay, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Charlotte. Good afternoon, everyone. Reda,
Good
good afternoon.
Ibrahim.
Yes, I'm Ibrahim Abdullahi Mekano. I'm from Bauchi State, Nigeria. I'm working on the primary healthcare for a long time now as a director of primary healthcare, working with so many colleagues and staffs as my subordinates. Charlotte, actually, I don't have any issue rather than there is network issue that I could not make the meetings. Some of the meetings I am doing on and off. 1, 2, I was a bit, I was a bit in between for field activities and some of the office work. So I am following you, especially in the night. I used to take my time and go through all the recordings and other things. So I have lodged, I have enrolled, and I have started making I have even about to finish my root cause analysis. And inshallah, I will submit on time as required before this 10:30 a.m. This evening, 10:30 p.m. this evening on my side. So I want to thank you the opportunity you have given to me as a director that I am working with so many healthcare workers that are under me. There are a lot of experience I tap from you, and definitely there are a lot of experience I tap from the other colleagues that they are talking and something like that, which I'm going to use it and through the experience, I'm sure we are going to make primary healthcare great. We are going to have a healthier life to our children at our community. Really, now where I'm working is where zero dose is one of the zero dose LGA. Before I was in Kirfi, which is not a zero dose LGA, but now I'm one of the zero dose LGA in Bauchi State, which I'm working towards supporting them, of which this course will definitely help me to move forward in ensuring zero dose are identified and are immunized. All the eligible children are immunized accordingly. We will ensure no one is left out. Thank you and over. And hi to everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Ibrahim, for your commitment. And yes, we do understand the connectivity issues, but your diligence and the diligence of so many other colleagues that keep showing up and commit themselves to actually completing all of the tasks in spite of the connectivity challenges is commendable. And and you have our respect and special greetings too from our guide on the side, Jenny Sekera, in the chat. So we have just 2 minutes before we start. I don't know if earlier on, Stephen Philip, your mic was open. I haven't heard from you before. That's why I'm asking you to unmute so that you can, share your question in 2 minutes before we switch to the experience sharing. So Stephen, are you able to unmute yourself? Okay, so if Stephen is not able to unmute, I think we can, okay.
Good afternoon.
Okay, Stephen, to you. Yes.
And my name is Steve. I'm currently a lecturer in Graduate College of Health, Bauchi. So the issue I'm having is about submitting the work on Geneva Learning Platform. I registered and went back, so they told me to confirm. After confirming, when I came back to submit the work, I was trying to log into the account again, but it's not logging in. It's telling me incorrect in password. So I tried resetting the password immediately and used the new password, but it's still showing me that the password is incorrect. Hello?
Okay. Yes, Stephen, I've gotten you. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, I've just put a link in the chat. If you can click on that link, click on the link and try connecting again to the platform. Then let's see what happens. I'm sure it should work. And once you do that, if you're able to connect again, access the platform and submit, just leave me a message in the chat to let us know. So since it's
Just to say,
time for us,
Charlotte, on passwords, be very careful. Sometimes, you want to make sure that some people are convinced they know their password, and then there's one letter or something that they're doing where it's not the right password. You can use password recovery. I'll share the link to recover, the official link to recover your password if you're convinced that's the problem. Check also that the email you're entering is in fact the email you are using in this exercise, because in many cases people have, you'll have a Gmail, but then you'll also have another email, you'll have your work email, and it needs to be the same email. And if there's even a letter or a number, anything that is different, you won't be able to get in. Those are the main reasons why people can't get in. The other thing is what Charlotte showed you is you need to confirm, you need to verify your account, and that is an email that may go to your spam. So check your spam and junk mail for the email from tglf@opencraft.com. But reset your password here if you're convinced that is the problem. But again, 500 people now, more than 500 participants have successfully registered on the platform. So you tell yourself you can do it because your colleagues from all over Nigeria are doing it, and you can do it too.
Thank you, sir.
okay, thank you, Reda. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, ma.
Okay, so I'm seeing a question from Farouk from Motupe in the chat. Motupe, if you are to submit in a week's time, then your peers will not be able to peer review your work, and you won't be able to do peer review as well. So it's not possible for you to submit in a week's time. But by the end of this session, I'm trying to think about it. I could share with you exactly how you can do to meet up. All right, so once again, I see a warm welcome to everyone to our second peer support session. And today is day 5 of this root cause analysis cycle 1 of the Nigeria Immunization Collaborative of the Movement for Immunization Agenda 2030. And just as a reminder, if you cannot hear me, you'll probably be seeing the screen. I'm hoping so to turn on the audio of your device. And if you're having connectivity issues, you can stop incoming videos so that to improve or to enhance on hearing and participating fully in the session. If you want to speak, you have to raise your hand, because we have deactivated the button that gives you the ability to unmute yourself in order for us to have order in the room. So if you want to speak, you'll have to raise your hand, and I'll be delighted to invite you to unmute yourself. Okay, so today, what are we focusing on? The first and foremost, you need to finish your RCA because the deadline is today. For you who have finished, you should submit. And for you who have submitted, you have the possibility of starting peer review. And before we move forward, I always want to take the temperature in the room. So you're going to see a question appear on your screen asking you how you are doing. So please, I would like you to select just one answer. So how are you doing? I want to know. So can you just answer the question in the chat? And once we have a 60% response rate, I think we can move forward. I'll end the poll. So,
and Charlotte, just to give you a heads up, I did because of what we heard from a few participants, but of course, when it's you, it's 100% of people that are being affected. We added a question: I cannot get into the peer review platform. So if you have password problems, you don't know how to get in there, select that option. But right now, only 4 out of 72 have that problem, and most of you have started writing but have not finished your RCA. So I do think what we've looked at our team has looked at the RCAs that have been submitted, and I do think that it's important, once you figured out the platform, is to make sure that you are really submitting the best work that you can do by the deadline. And maybe Charlotte, Auntie Charlotte is again, maybe she is going to have something to offer. But those of you who need more time, I'm not sure she will be the one to say. But certainly right now, and only half of you have answered the poll. So please, there is no penalty if you say you haven't started your RCA yet. I would like to encourage right now, there's 13 of you who have been honest that you have not started yet. I would like to say there too, this is a unique opportunity to do something for yourself, but also for your colleagues and for the children of Nigeria. And I would like to say, you can do it. It does not have to be perfect. But if you're here, if you're diligent, committed enough to come to this session today, even though you haven't started your root cause analysis project, I would say don't give up, hang in there, you can do it. Back to you, Charlotte.
Thank you so much, Reda. So we have hit the 61% mark in terms of the responses. And just to reassure you, your answers are anonymous. So I don't know who has said what. So there is no fear. There should be no shame. Just tell us how you are doing. So I think if we reach 65%, that is at least 100 people should be able to respond to this poll. That could be representative of the group. So we are 2 persons minus 100 before I can publish. If you're just joining us, warm welcome to you. There is a question on the screen. We want to know how you are doing. So if you can just answer, take the poll instead of typing in the chat, just tell us if you have submitted your project, if you're finished and you're ready to submit, if you have started writing but have not finished, if you have not even started or you cannot get into the peer review platform. All right, so 99, just 99, we are not yet 100 who have responded to the poll. Okay, 102, I can end the poll.
Maybe, Charlotte, Hadiza Umar says, I've submitted the RCA and done the peer review. So of course, we always hear from the people who have problems, and that's what this peer support session is for. But Hadiza, if you've submitted your RCA and done your peer review, then first of all, we want to appreciate and commend you. And the fact it's, we said that this peer support session is for people who need help, but it's also perhaps you, Hadiza, are here because you want to support your colleagues. So Charlotte, I'd like to suggest if we could hear from Hadiza, I think that would could be very interesting to hear from someone who seems to be doing just fine.
Okay, thank you, Reda. So I'm sharing the results of the poll and we'll turn to Hadiza in a moment. So you can see that out of 101 that responded to the poll, 21 said they have submitted, 19 said they are finished and are ready to submit. So we have about 42 that have started and are not finished, and 13 people that have not started, and only 6 out of 101 that say they are not able to access the peer review platform. So if you have already finished and you have submitted or are ready to submit, for those of you who are still writing, for you who says you don't have time, I have some good news for you. So after due consideration, we have decided to extend the submission deadline to Sunday night. That is Sunday at 10:59 p.m. Abuja time, West African time. So you can take tomorrow, which is weekend Saturday, to continue to work on your on your project so that you can submit. And I wanted to advise Modupe, you said you are writing an exam, you want a week. Please, I would like you to take advantage. It will take you at the topmost 1 hour 45 minutes to really sit down, or 2 hours to sit down and write your RCA project. So if you can take some time over this weekend to work on it, then that will really be great. So
Charlotte, if I may,
yes.
we have seen in the past, so this is, the reason Charlotte and I discussed it, personally, I would have recommended that there be no extension because that is usually our practice. But Charlotte is more generous than me, and she has made this decision on your behalf to support you. Now, I have observed in the past that some participants, well, given an extension like this, you have a choice. You can wait until Sunday night to find yourself in exactly the same situation you are in now, or you can really seize the opportunity and be realistic. We know that weekends are busy with some people have work commitments. Other people, obviously, family can take up a lot of time. Husbands, wives, children, relatives. There may be a lot ongoing during the month of July. So be realistic. Okay, so you have more time. What are you going to do with that time? When are you going to actually find time that you can dedicate to actually doing what you have not done this week so far? So first of all, I hope that everyone really appreciates Charlotte's decision. And for me, I urge you to make good use of it. Again, this is something you are doing for yourself, but also for the community that you serve as a health professional. So I hope this will lead to not just you relaxing now and saying, okay, finding yourself in the same situation Sunday night, but making really good use of this opportunity that Charlotte is granting you.
Thank you so much, Reda. And that is very important because there will be no extension to this extension. So if you miss the Sunday night deadline, then that is the end for you in the exercise. So please just make sure that you are able to take the time to finish your root cause analysis, the project, to submit it on time. That is very important. And I saw some comments in the chat concerning peer review. Before the end of this session, we are going to come back to peer review. So I'm going to right now invite Hadiza Umar. Are you able to unmute yourself? And I know I also promised Anifat earlier on that we'll hear her today. So we are going to listen to Hadiza and Vivian. You're going to share your work with the group, and then we will listen to Anifat. So Hadiza, over to you. Please do start by introducing yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hadiza Umar from Hope for Communities and Children, Kaduna State. Yeah, I was able to do the RCA. I'm sorry, I can't, I'm using my phone because I'm outdoors. So I was able to submit my RCA, and also I was able to do 3 peer reviews and also get feedback from the peer review that someone did of my own RCA, which for me I felt was very encouraging, and it was a great exercise. I didn't do a perfect job, which but I was very impressed with the analysis from the other pair. And also by looking at other people's work, I've also realized my gaps, and it has given me an opportunity to go back to my draft and I'm going to be able to now try to do the same and fill up the gaps that I've realized, and also build up my work. It also helped me to see if rethink my work again to see if it's realistic or not, because thanks to all the tips you gave us, it made me realize that the first submission was it's doable, but was a bit overwhelming. But now I'm able to come down to things that I know that I can achieve with minimal support, unlike the other one that I will require more support. That doesn't mean that I will not work with stakeholders. I will, but that at least is something that we can deliver within the scope of my work.
Hadiza, so first of all, congratulations. You're now several days ahead in the exercise. Now, some people may be thinking, well, she probably, is an IT specialist, or she probably is someone who is very advanced. She can do it, but for me, it's too difficult. It's too hard. What challenges did you encounter? What would you like to say to encourage your colleagues, to support your colleagues that they can do it too?
Yeah, actually, I think the first challenge for me is I'm very busy. I'm highly mobile. So I didn't think I would be able to do this. But looking at the constant reminder from Charlotte made me realize if I really wanted to make anything out of this, then I really had to take time. So yesterday night, I by midnight, I was able to sit down, get a quiet space, sit down and do the RCA and submitted it. And then early this morning also, I woke up early and tried to do it. And I know the reminders that Charlotte gave me helped me to be able to find that platform where I could be able to see and submit my review. I think one of the major challenge I have, and I'm still having, is the Telegram. My phone, I changed my phone, so I'm not getting, it tells me that I'm getting a code at my other device, and I still can't find a message that will help me log on to the Telegram on my phone. But now I now decided to try it on my laptop, so I can see the Telegram on, I'm on the Telegram platform on my laptop, and I think that will be able to suffice for some time before I'm able to sort out the issues with my phone. So yes, I'm not really a highly tech savvy person, but I'm lucky to have people around me that can help me. So I reached out to someone who can help me with the Telegram, and that's what they're doing. But for the platform, is very, for me, I feel it's not so hard to navigate, because you just follow the instructions and it just gets there. I thought it was going to be a difficult thing. I thought I would be able to do just one peer review and do the rest. But once I sat down and I looked at it, and I just got carried away with how interesting it was. Before I knew, I just saw that I had already done the 3 peer reviews. So I think it's just finding that quiet time and squeezing the opportunity, a time to be able to do it. Yes, we're very busy. For me, I'm very busy, and I didn't really expect I was going to be able to do this, because my sister is also facing the same challenge. She's also, but knowing that I did it, she's also been motivated to try and finish hers today too.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Hadiza. And Reda, I don't know if you have any thoughts around this before we listen to Vivian.
So no, that's wonderful. You can hear that it can be done, and if Hadiza couldn't do it, you can do it too. Don't give up. Now you're showing the slide saying your project is due today, but I believe, Charlotte, in your being very generous, this has...
I actually wanted to change it. That's why I put up the slides.
Okay. Yeah, just to make sure that no one gets confused, that Charlotte is not going back on her support to you. And it is not something we usually do, but the reason I believe Charlotte has decided to do this is because she believes in you, and she has seen so much commitment and dedication from Nigerian health professionals in the collaborative, from members of the collaborative, that this is worth doing. And yes, even though I was initially reluctant and opposed to this, I accept her decision to support you in this way.
And I'm hoping that we will have at least 430 root cause analysis projects that are on the platform by Monday morning. So please do not fail me. So Vivian Ajoku, you also said you have submitted and finished 3 peer reviews. I don't know if you're able to. Okay, you're unmuted. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. And if you can tell us a little bit about your challenge, what you did, and then how you went about submitting, that would be great.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Vivian Ajoku. I represent my NGO. All right, Hakara Well Initiative, and I work in Calabar South, Cross River State, Nigeria. I've been, throughout the week, I've been so busy. I've been on and off the
sessions. But when I woke up, just like the last speaker yesterday, I was like, no. Because of the promptings from Charlotte, I was like, no, I've never been behind in any task. Let me just read up. So I read up and then I followed the links and then
Vivian? Oh, it looks like we lost Vivian. Can anyone hear her? Because I'm not able to. Okay,
No, I can't hear her either, Charlotte. Yep.
yeah,
No, that's too
she's
bad.
online, but she's having connectivity issues. Oh, that's so Vivian, if you are not able to hear us, we will probably definitely come back to her later on. But I had promised Anifa that we were going to listen, that is to her share her project with us today so that she can receive feedback from peers and also from our guide whom we haven't heard from today. So I want us to listen to Anifa before we could turn to Jenny. Anifa, are you able to unmute yourself? I'm asking you to unmute. And at that time, your connectivity was quite good. I hope it's still the same. If not, I think Anifat is having issues with her connectivity. So I'm going to turn towards Jenny, our guide on the side, Jenny Sequeira. Jenny, you had the possibility to look at a few of the projects that were submitted early. And I just wanted to find out from you in terms of feedback, what early feedback and advice can you give to those who are still writing their root cause analysis, especially now that they have a bit more time to focus on the detail and and to be more detailed and more specific as they describe their immunization challenge, as well as do the root cause analysis and think through the actions that they have to take.
Great. Thank you, Charlotte. And hi to everybody. Hope you're having a good Friday. I think the most important thing is to make sure you have access to the checklist, because the checklist that you sent in the email, Charlotte, yesterday is very, very helpful as you go step by step through each of the stages of the submission that you'll need to do. When I reviewed 5 of the early submissions, what I saw in the good submissions is, number one, the problem statement, the challenge, has lots of local context. So, for example, it doesn't just say, my challenge is vaccine hesitancy. You know, that vaccine hesitancy, you don't know if that's Nepal, Nicaragua, Nigeria, where is it? And how does it manifest in your location? What's the situation that has led to the vaccine hesitancy? So that's the context. If you have data that says, well, it's 30% of my catchment area that has this vaccine hesitancy, that's even better. We recognize that not all of you will know your local statistics, but if you do, it's very good to add that in. If you don't, at least add in some specifics like you can see on the screen. So the biggest challenge to me is the good ones have specific, the poor quality submissions had vague information for both their challenge and their root cause analysis. Another thing to bear in mind is to always ask yourself, is what I'm proposing feasible for me to do? And the good submissions were able to say, this is something I'm able to do because of X, Y, Z. So again, giving reasons, specific reasons of how you're able to address the challenge. And finally, I think one of the things I saw consistently with the submissions that were a bit poor were that they didn't have the resources to do what they're proposing. So a lot of them might have addressed training, we need media campaign, we need to hire new health workers, but there was no clear explanation of, if we do all of these very important but big interventions, do you actually have the resources to do that? Because if you're proposing something that you don't have the resources for, it will be demotivating when you're not able to do them. So our biggest advice is when you're thinking through how to be specific, think about your local context, add that local context, and always ask yourselves, is this feasible? Is this something that I can do? And how will I be able to do that? So that's my basic advice. But I really, really loved Hadiza Umar's feedback that when she started looking at other peer submissions, it made her realize how to make hers more realistic so that she can deliver on it. So I just want to applaud Hadiza. I think that was wonderful peer advice to others. And I'm just very motivated myself and encouraged today by hearing so much great feedback, and really think that the peer learning process is a powerful tool. So thank you, and I'm eagerly listening in.
Thank you so much, Jenny. So I'm going to lower all hands. I'm going to clear all feedback, and I'm going to invite you to raise your hand if you want to share your project. That is from the identification of the challenge to the root cause analysis to thinking through the root cause and mapping out concrete actions that you will take to solve that challenge. So I'm going to, okay, I see Diane. So you're going to present that to us, and then the whole group, including our guide on the side, is going to give you feedback that can help you to improve. So the first to raise a hand was Diane. Diane Manda Hinok. Diane, okay, your mic is unmuted. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, and you have 5 minutes to share.
Okay, it's evening here in the Philippines, and I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mom Charlotte, especially that she is, monitoring me every time and very practical in giving her suggestions regarding with my presentation. By the way, I would like to stand on my point, and I like the commendation of Ma'am Milan, the specific, and I'm sorry if I mentioned wrong. This one, the specific versus vague. I just want to ask Ma'am if I can able to edit my root cause analysis, because vaccination is very, very, very relevant to our country in the Philippines. And for everybody, for you to know, I am the founding chair of the Indigenous Peoples Youth Organization here in the Philippines, and I'm holding three types of indigenous peoples group, and who settled apart from each other. So that is why I want to clarify if is it okay if I have to address or give you a statement that is looking over the three groups of indigenous peoples, or I have to focus on our area, which I think very relevant to the three IP groups. That is, and second question is, if I am able to edit my answer and resubmit it before our deadline. Thank you, and good evening here in the Philippines, and good afternoon in Africa, wherever you are in the world. Good day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diane. And before I turn towards Jenny to respond to your question in terms of the challenge and the root cause analysis, I just want to say many of you have heard that Diane, she's from the Philippines. That is because we invited other leaders from the IA 2030 movement from other countries to be able to join this exercise, given the high level of interest. So it means that you also have the opportunity in this exercise, you that are from Nigeria, not only to learn from your colleagues in Nigeria, but also to colleagues from around the world. Even the same as these colleagues from other countries are coming to look at what you are doing and learn from what you are doing based on the strategic position that Nigeria holds as far as immunization is concerned. Now, Diane, if I heard you correctly, you were saying that you have already submitted your root cause analysis and you were wondering if you can edit. Now that your root cause analysis is already available for peer reviews by others, it is not possible for you to resubmit now, but what you can do, you will have the opportunity next week to revise to revise and resubmit a final improved version of your project using all of the feedback that you have received. So in terms of the question, Jenny, about, considering all of the indigenous groups or focusing on the one where she has direct impact on, what advice can you give Diane in that regard?
Thank you, Charlotte. And thank you, Diane. Welcome to the collaborative. So Diane, the first question I would ask is, what is your problem statement or your challenge? How did you describe it? If you can tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, I'll give her the possibility to unmute again. Diane, let me locate her in the room. Okay, Diane, I'm asking you to unmute again so that you can answer Jenny's question.
Okay. By the way, my root cause analysis, ma'am, is as you can see in my answer, in my response, indigenous peoples are not do not have proper education when it comes to vaccination. That is why there is refusal when it comes to vaccination, because there is problem between our traditional way of healing our what we call this like diseases, ma'am, illness. We have our elders who used to heal our our what's it tawag anihan? Our sick person doing our traditional way. And then it happens that actually, like our COVID-19 vaccinations, that many refuse because of they heard over the radios that many were killed because of vaccine. There are a lot of speculations that is roaming all over the country. So that is why I just want to ensure that one of the problem aside from that is due to lack of education, our community refuse to be part and to support our vaccination activities. Another thing is that I saw that education is very essential, is very need to be focused in order that our tribal communities will be able to adapt this vaccination, because as you know, ma'am, only few of the indigenous people within the communities I'm serving with are professional when it comes to medical practitioner or medical expert. And so far, as of I will tell you, by data, we don't have a lot of professionals who engage into health. No, so maybe we have 1 to 3 out of say for example 10,000 indigenous peoples living within our province. So only I'm not I'm sorry, I'm not prepared with that, but basically, as a leader, I am familiar with the data that is presented to us, and basically, I can say that only few. It can be still in the number of our hands that we can count professional practitioners of indigenous people in our province. So, this and during the presentation of the Oxfam Philippines, initiated by lawyers, I found that common answer of our Department of Government, different government agencies, that they have similar conclusion. The most number one vulnerable when it comes to vulnerable to sickness, everything, and then is the indigenous people. And it is not only it's not only within the province, but the entire country. And hoping that I can able to amplify and help to address that, because as a leader, it is good that I have a connection, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to participate in this platform. And I will tell you that I am very proud that the whole community of this Geneva Learning platform is accepting me. And Ma'am Charlotte, I salute for your being committed and being dedicated to me. Thank you so much. And as they said, we will try not to fail you and make this platform succeed. Thank you and good evening here in the Philippines.
Thank you. Thank you, Diane. That was wonderful. So when we say, we want to be specific and not vague, you just now provided so much specific information that's very, very helpful to understand your context. So as you were describing the challenges and you're going deeper and deeper and deeper into this challenge of vaccine refusals among the indigenous people, you noted that many don't have education, formal education. They're using, most of them use traditional healers, that there are some very trusted members of the society with the elders and the traditional healers, that many people get their information and misconceptions and conspiracy theories from social media, from radio. So you told me lots and lots of information. You don't necessarily have to have percentage coverage, that kind of data. If you do have immunization data at hand, that's wonderful. But when you can also use lots of this qualitative data. So as you're formulating and revising your root cause analysis, you have to keep asking yourself, if we address the education issue, will that change anything? And what I heard you say is people listen more to their trusted members, the trusted society members, like their traditional healers, like the elders. So if I were you, I would ask myself, are there any elders who I can help influence and work with those elders to help address the local vaccine refusal issues? If yes, then what are those things that I could do? And I think that a lot of times we immediately go to lack of education and we need to do a media campaign. But maybe the issue is really about working with the local influencers and the people who are most trusted by the communities that are refusing the vaccination. So I would urge you to, when you're looking at the revising your root cause analysis exercise, to think about what is feasible for you to do, and are you able to connect to those influencers locally. But thank you, Diane. I think what you mentioned with vaccine refusal and the misconceptions, the problems that you had with COVID very much resonate in Nigeria. There are many challenges in all countries with vaccine hesitancy when it came to the COVID vaccine. And we have lots of lessons to learn about how to link better in with local trusted influencers. So thank you again. And I'm looking forward to reading your revised root cause exercise when you're able to do that next week. Back to you, Charlotte.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenny. And so we have Fatima Husseini, your hand is also raised. And before I turn towards you, Fatima, I see we are actually 6 minutes over time, and we know we do respect your time so much. If you are busy with work and you want to return to, today is Friday, maybe other activities, you be free to go. But if you want us to continue for another 15 to 30 minutes, I would like to take a pause and ask you to type yes on the chat. So can you type yes on the chat if you are hearing me? Okay, thank you, Phyllis. Only one yes, maybe. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. Okay, I think we should reach 10 yeses. Okay, thank you very much. That's more than 10 already. Excellent. Okay, Fatima Husseini, over to you, please. Introduce yourself.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fatima Husseini. I'm the founder of Hajafanna Supportive and Development Initiative. Currently, I'm the state coordinator for CIMAM under WHO in Katsina State. I joined this conversation because I want to highlight many things that I saw in the field, because I'm very close to these less privileged and IDPs. And I think I'm the chosen one 2018 to represent the whole national facilitators under UNICEF with global partners. Because of setting strategies and having the insight of what is going on, opportunity was given to me as Strategic Advisory Council for World Bank and United Nations. So when I saw this issue of routine immunization, I wanted to participate in it, but when the way I look at it, the other time Dr. Reda was saying that we should look at something that we can do, to improve immunization. So if chance was given to me, I would say what I really know causes of rejection of routine immunization, especially in the northern part of the country. I will look at it as a governmental problem, and then health workers also issues. Number one, because I don't know how to write this root cause analysis, but I will say that maybe it will give you an insight of what is going on in the northern part of the country.
Fatima,
yes, ma.
Forgive me sorry for interrupting you, but I'm just going to ask you one question. I don't want you to list all of the problems, but can you just identify one that you will want us to focus on to do the root cause analysis now? Just identify one that you think is the most important problem that you can carry to the authorities in Nigeria and say, okay, if you act on this, things can improve, so that we can discuss around that now.
Okay, I would say it's miscommunication.
Okay.
Because it's not that the less president doesn't like this immunization. Even on Thursday, I was with them. If you sat with them, just sensitize them on the importance of the vaccine, they will come to you. They will be even begging you to vaccinate their children. But
okay, so you said the first reason you say why is miscommunication. You say miscommunication.
Yes,
that
they know
yes.
nothing
Okay,
about
so
the importance of
why is there miscommunication? That's the next why that you ask. Why is there miscommunication?
They know nothing about the importance of the routine immunization on their children.
Okay. And why do they know nothing about the importance of routine immunization?
Nobody told them. They are not
nobody.
That means great. So poor sensitization and engagement of community leaders that will inform them on the importance of the vaccination.
Okay, and why is there poor sensitization and engagement of community leaders?
Poor commitment from the government officials and other people that are handling immunization, like RI providers and other agencies.
Okay,
because
and so why is
somebody that read English? Okay, somebody that read English, you take him as community mobilizer. Somebody that cannot speak Hausa, you take him as community mobilizer in a community of Hausa people. Somebody that can dress, that cannot cover his or her hair, you take her there. So selection of staff are not being done based on merit. It's based on whom you know and whom will they are just, I don't know how to put it.
Okay, thank you so much, Fatima. We are going to take you still stay on. I want to turn towards Jenny. Jenny, you have some familiarity with Nigeria, and listening to Fatima's share this challenge and doing the root cause. Do you have any further questions to help Fatima dig deeper and land on a root cause that she can actually act upon? Because, yeah.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you, Fatima. It's really important to know that you have that state coordinator role. You have a voice at the very top level of the state. And if you look at your root cause analysis, and if you're saying that one of the root issues is that the selection of community sensitizers is not leading to the good quality of people who understand the local culture, understand the local language, can speak in ways that are respectful to all of the indigenous members of that community. Then at that platform you have at the state level, my question would be, how are you able to influence in your position with UNICEF the reselection of community sensitizers? Is there the possibility to put in certain guidelines and guidance for how to encourage to make sure that there are the appropriate people selected? So if your answer is yes, it's feasible for you to, at that state level, help address this issue of inappropriate community sensitizers, then we can go through a different level of questions. But my first question to you, Fatima, is it possible to change and revise who becomes a community sensitizer?
Okay. Ma, I'm I'm very sorry for everything that I have said, but I have to say, because you are looking for the root causes of why people are rejecting the vaccination. It is like a culture in Nigeria. If you can't say what is true, you can even lose your job. That's how I lost my job in UNICEF, because I was taken 2018 to be part of those that for all the LGA facilitators to support them. That's how I lost my job, and I was able to join WHO then. And secondly, the people that are giving the vaccination, that's the RI providers. Last week, yesterday, Thursday, I was in Batagarawa. Many women need the vaccination, but the RI provider is not there. On Tuesday, I was in Jibia. Many caregivers need to be vaccinated, but there is no RI provider. All the RI providers are casuals. And these casuals, they are earning less than $2 or $3 in a month. And they have to go for outreach, and they are the one that will take themselves to outreach and everything. So because of that, they cannot afford to do it. And sometimes the money will not be given to them. So that's why we don't have RI providers. The RI providers that are working are casuals, not full staff. And if you look at the organization, maybe you can take LGA facilitator, LGA consultant, you'll be giving them huge amount of money. While the RI provider, who's supposed to be taking and giving some amount of money to feel comfortable and do the needful, nobody is supporting them. And they have been forced to go and do it. So that is why I'm even questioning the routine immunization data, because of what I saw during my analysis, because I was assigned to conduct situational analysis. Maybe if it is possible, I'll share it with Ogare, that then maybe you will have an insight of what I'm saying. I have just done it last 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
So Fatima, what you're saying resonates, because I understand that in those locations where you have immunization challenges, a frequent challenge is the casual staff, that the RI providers do not have sufficient funding from their own income, and there's not sufficient funding for outreach. So there are many, many, many challenges. And I think that the people who are joining are those who are facing many of those similar issues. So my question to you is, when you're going through the exercise, one of the things that you're asked is what I'm proposing feasible for me to do? So I think instead of us stepping back to look at the big picture, yes, there's many challenges
on that,
but within those challenges, you'll have to figure out, what can I do myself in what I'm doing in my action plan that's reasonable and feasible? And maybe part of that is advocacy. Maybe it's advocacy related to the health worker staff, but to try to select something that you are able to do within your own job description. Because I know there are many, many, many challenges, Fatima. Yeah.
What I have done is that, sometimes from my organization, we used to take care of children that are sick. So I noticed that from last 3 months, to support them at hospital level, there are many. And it is most of them are these vaccine preventable diseases.
So Fatima, can I just ask you a question? Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Yes.
So we started off by a challenge around vaccine refusal related to IDPs and refugees, and that was because of no information, lack of information, not understanding why immunization is important. So let's think about the onion. Remember, we said we wanted to do an onion approach. Right now, I think what we're doing is the maze approach, where we have all these different routes and many different challenges. So I would encourage you to think about that onion and choose one challenge, and then keep going deeper and deeper into that one challenge. So if we follow the logic of when you said that there was IDPs who don't understand the need for immunization, they don't value it. And the reason was because of poor information, poor sensitization. Maybe think back about that issue. And if you want to choose that as your issue to go deeper and deeper into, great. If you want to revise and select a different challenge, then you'll need to do that and go deeper into that. But what I hear you talking about is the overwhelming challenges across everything in immunization. And when we start to step back and think about the big picture, it's very easy to become overwhelmed in places where there's many problems with immunization. So I would just encourage you, Fatima, and others, when you become overwhelmed, try to think small instead of thinking big. Think about a problem right in front of you and try to do the root cause for that. Because if we're able to address a small problem here, a small problem there, within the job function that you have or the ability that you have, the resources that you have, then you're able to make some small movements. If you're able to impact bigger changes, that's great. But please don't become overwhelmed and don't think too big. Try to narrow your focus a bit. I hope that's helpful, Fatima.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's helpful.
And
Thank you
thank you.
so much.
We Charlotte, we kept saying don't suffer in silence, and I'm so happy that Fatima raised some of her challenges because we don't want her to suffer in silence. Thank you, Charlotte.
Exactly, Jenny, and thank you so much, Fatima, because yeah, it is very easy for us to know that we have too many problems, too many challenges, and so we need to. It's very important for us to be in a position where we are able to choose one challenge that we think we can act upon. And I'd like to thank you, Fatima, for coming opting to share, and Jenny for asking those questions to really enable Fatima to zoom in on a priority challenge that she will want to act upon. So I'm so sorry we won't be able to take more hands today. But before we go, I wanted to share something very important with you, especially for those who have started peer review, because once you submit your RCA, your project on the peer review platform, you will be able to start carrying out peer review. As long as other people have already submitted their own work, you should be able to start doing peer review, and others should also be able to start reviewing your own work. So this means that you will need to check in your on the platform in your profile if there's some work for you to start peer reviewing. But what is important, and what I want us to pay attention to, is the quality of your feedback. Because it was great to listen to Hadiza earlier on that talked about learning, from the work of others when she was doing peer review, and also learning from the feedback that was given to her. She's already thinking about how she's going to edit, to revise her project and to improve upon it. And that is excellent. It means that the quality of the peer review will actually determine how well your peers and your colleagues perform in this exercise. So general advice when you're giving feedback is start by saying something good about their work. It means give feedback in a way that you would like to receive yourself. So the question you may ask yourself is, if somebody writes this about my work, would I be happy? Would I be grateful? So you should always put yourself in the position of the person that will be receiving the feedback. It's important to be specific about what needs to be better, what needs to be improved. Suggest ways for improvement. Remember, you are suggesting. They are not obliged to take what you are suggesting, because your suggestion could be subjective and could be based on your understanding of your own context. Use simple words and short sentences, and also be polite and helpful. Keep in mind that you are doing the peer review to help your colleague, understand or improve upon the quality of their work. So now, in terms of specific feedback on the different areas of the root cause analysis project, that you are reviewing based on 5 criteria. The first criteria is explaining the challenge. So if you review somebody's work, you have to tell them if the problem is easy to understand. When you read their challenge, were you able to understand what they were sharing? You suggest ways to explain why it matters more clearly, why it is important for them to explain the challenge clearly. Ask for more detail about who the problem affects. Ask for more details, and we are going to see concrete examples in the next slide. Encourage them to share more about their job if needed. You saw the kind of questions that Jenny was asking. She first of all asked Dinah, and then she asked Fatima. So, you know, I encourage them, you know, advise how to better link their work to the problem. So these are examples, and we try to categorize them. And some of these examples are actually coming from the peer reviews that some of you have already done. So for example, if you just say nice, if you simply say nice. Yes,
Charlotte,
Reda.
sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, and just to say, some of you, you know, sorry to interrupt, Charlotte, but you know, some of you maybe, you know, maybe if you don't have very much experience with immunization, and you find yourself reviewing the work of someone who is an established expert, a very senior manager, someone, you know, one of the bosses who's participating in the collaborative, and there are some people like that. One thing is, peer review is anonymous. They will not know unless you write it in the comments who you are. And second, you can have something to contribute no matter how much experience or how little experience you have. So don't be afraid to, you know, really do the best that you can. But, you know, you have your own experience. Everyone can contribute to peer review, no matter how much or how little experience. Sorry, Charlotte, but I just felt I could just tell, probably some participants are going to be wondering, you know, who are they to be making comments about the work of others? And again, you have the rubric to go back to. So the rubric is the instruction manual. You can go back to that, and that's what you check against. Sorry, but it felt like, and then as Charlotte is going to explain now, really, you know, certain types of feedback are much better than others.
Thank you, Reda. I was just answering some questions in the Q&A. So you can see the examples that are on the screen. You see that is examples of peer reviews that are not too good, that are not really helpful. For instance, if I take the time to write my challenge, to explain my challenge, and you just say nice, so it's important for you to tell the colleague what is nice about their challenge, about the way they explain their challenge. And also definitely you can offer, if it's just nice, it means it's not perfect, it's not excellent. So you can offer suggestions for improvement. Secondly, the challenge is mentioned but not well explained. So while this shows that there is an issue, it does not give details about where the issues lie, and also explain the issues and make suggestions still on how to improve. Thirdly, the immunization challenge is well defined. The writer's work in urban area is clearly described. This is a good feedback, but there is still room for improvement. Why? Because it highlights the strength, but it doesn't talk about areas of improvement. So it's still important for you to indicate that, okay, while you have told me you're in an urban area, there is this information that I would like to know. Maybe what's the coverage, you know, to better understand, you know, the challenge. And now this is an example of a very good, you know, feedback on the challenge. The challenge was stated as poor compliance, though you need to make it comprehensive and show it affects the people. You tried, but there is need for improvement. Consider adding specific data on vaccination rates and explain how poor compliance impacts different groups in your community. So this, you see the feedback, there is appreciation, and then there is identification of gaps, and then there is room suggestion for improvement. So there is appreciation, there is identification of what is missing, what could be necessary, and there is suggestion for improvement. You see that this feedback is specific, constructive, and actionable. To make it even better, acknowledge any strength in how the challenge was explained before offering critics. So, and then now we have feedback on finding the root cause. Explain how they could use the 5 whys better. Suggest a root cause they could work on if theirs is too big. Recommend other places to get information if needed. Point out any missing viewpoints they should think about, and ask them to compare. Ask them to compare more health centers if it helps. So this is for the area of the 5 whys. The second part of the rubric that you need to work on, that is doing this, is actually the root cause analysis. And for instance, some people have been asking questions, do I have to ask why 5 times, ask why 4 times, ask why 7 times? We say ask why until you are sure that you have identified a root cause, and a root cause that you can act upon. So now it's not enough just to say good, nice, or superficial root cause analysis, or just say a good 5 whys provided and a simple explanation of the source of information with no other credible sources provided. This is good, but this is not the best. So what you could say is, you didn't point the root cause, nor did you abide by the 5 whys principle. Analyze the challenge and get to the root cause. You can help fix by following the 5 whys technique. Consider starting with why is the compliance poor, and drill down from there. And maybe don't end at, maybe if compliance, if you go and reach at the 4th why that says because no one informed them, and you say that is your root cause. No. So maybe you can ask, why did no one inform them? Because there was no sensitization. Why was there no sensitization? Because there was no IEC material in the local language. So now, how can you solve that? You can translate IEC material to local language. That's just an example. But just say, when you're giving feedback, if you have concrete examples to give like this to your colleague, that will be very helpful for them. You know, if you can say, okay, when I look at your root cause, I think there is still some, it will be difficult for you to act on this 4th why. You can ask further, you know, dig deeper to be able to, or peel the onion layers more, peel to see if there are more, if there is something more at the heart, at the center of the onion. So I think we are really running out of time. So what we are going to try to do is to share the slide deck in a PDF version with you. And I'm just also looking at the chat. Okay, I see Malan Roda, Emmanuel, that says, can you give me time to explain my own RCA, because this is my first time of doing this project. So yeah, so Malam, I think I can spare some more minutes to stay back and listen to you, while others, if they want to leave the room, can go. Okay, so feedback on thinking about solutions. So advise if their solution fits their job role, suggest other people who could help if they missed any, point out possible problems that they didn't think about, and show how their ideas could match the bigger health goals. And we have still some examples here of worst, bad, good, best feedback. And then, yes, Reda.
Yeah, so I think I saw Tabitha's message that she got a review that was discouraging. And so I think this should be obvious from all of the explanations and the examples, Charlotte, that you are sharing. But you know, if you find yourself with an RCA project and you review it and you think it's really bad, telling the person that their project is bad is not going to help them in any way. So as Charlotte has been saying, you know, saying something positive and constructive, really, you know, imagine this is somebody you know. What would you know, if you're looking them in the eye, what do you say to them that will actually help them? You're not trying to make them angry or disparage their work. You know, this is not competitive. This is collaborative. You know, this is the immunization collaborative. So we're really helping each other to give and receive feedback.
Thank you so much, Reda and Tabitha. Just be assured, 2 other people will review your work. And one of the reasons why we thought it important to discuss this today was because we know going into the weekend, many of you, and some have already started, many will be starting peer review. And so you have the possibility of really giving constructive and feedback to your peers so that they can be able to improve on their work. And it is not about scores, it's not about results, it's really about how you can improve upon your project. So, so the last part was feedback on explaining the difference it will make. So ask for more details about how things will improve, suggest ways to give clearer numbers or facts, encourage them to think about long-term benefits more, and propose better ways to check if their plan is working. So if remember, all of this is actually pulled out from what is in the rubric. If you follow the rubric when you're doing peer review, just as you follow it when you are writing your project, you should be able to give very useful and very constructive feedback to your peers. And at the end of the day, they will be able to thank you and express their gratitude for your support, especially if they are able to implement their projects and improve upon their immunization indicators where they work. So there is feedback on proposing the right actions, proposing the right actions. You know, we know that when you're talking about actions, you have to be smart, you have to be specific, they have to be measurable, you know, all of that. So they have to be very clear. There should be timelines if possible, better ways to talk to different groups if you are targeting different groups with your actions, and you know, recommend ways to check if the plan is going to be working, and ideas for using what they already know. So Selena, we have been seeing your hand raised, but remember, at each time we have a purpose for asking you to raise your hand. When the time for the session is over, which is already now, I'm going to stop and stay back in the room to support specific people who have specific challenges. So please just be patient. And
Charlotte,
Abu,
one suggestion is that we could do a breakout rooms for people who want to stay longer. I'm able to stay. I know you may have to go. I know we also have a debrief for our team that's quite important. But just thinking that, you know, if people can help each other, can support each other in small groups, that may be useful at this point. You know, if we put 5 people in a room, in each room, there's probably one person who's actually managed to get on the platform, but who can show the others how to do it. That's really the spirit of peer learning. But it's up to you if we do something like this. I'm just saying, just offering to support that.
Okay, yeah, so that's something we can do, Reda. I'm just going to maybe clear all feedback and then ask a question. If you are able to help Selena and any other person that is in difficulty to submit their work on the platform, just to give them tech support, can you raise your hand, please? And so that, or probably rather, we could just create the rooms and ask people to go. That is, we'll name the rooms. We'll name the rooms tech support, that is help support with accessing the platform, support with writing the RCA, and support maybe with peer review. That way people can choose the rooms that they want to go to. Does that make sense, Reda? That way we'll have like 3 rooms.
That'll still be a lot of people, you know, for any.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it
because
maybe
if you break people up randomly, I don't know.
let's
may
try.
go to.
We've done that before, so let's just so this will be. Let me actually. We actually need a lot more rooms. Yeah, to get. And if everyone in the room, you know, and again, this is optional, but so I think I'm ready, and I think the key is this time you'll be able to return to the main session at any time. And I think we can do 10 minutes maybe and see how it goes. So if you find yourself in a room that's not helping you, you can actually choose the room you want to. You can actually return to the main session and we can send you out. And that's kind of tricky, but let's try it. All right. So just let me know when you would like to try that. And just to restate, what I'm proposing is to put, you know, to send everyone to breakout groups. There'll be 5 or 6 people in your group, And your task is, Zainab and Nasiru, I haven't created the rooms yet. In your room, you can discuss your RCA and first check who has submitted. If somebody hasn't submitted, maybe you can help them to submit their RCA. If they haven't started their RCA, you can help them get started. If they haven't finished, you can help them get finished. I think that's where most of you are at. And just to give everybody a little bit of time to discuss with each other. So just let me know when, Charlotte.
Yeah, Reda, you can go ahead now.
Okay.
Okay, so Malan, Rhoda, you go to a breakout room. If you're not able to get support from there, just come back to the main plenary and we will see how we can help you.
Charlotte, I think just to recap those instructions, to check in, everyone says where they're at, if they have started their project, if they have finished their project, if they have accessed the platform, if they have submitted their project, if they have started peer review. And I think as the host, you can make an announcement with a voice, and then and then see who can help, who is in a position to help anyone who's facing a challenge. I think that it's important to repeat that because we didn't plan for this, so some people are probably very confused. Okay, for those of you coming back, you should be able to now, let me see. Yeah, you can now choose the room that you go to. So you click on the little breakout room icon. It's 4 little squares put together. And then you can actually choose if you want to, if you recognize a colleague's name and you want to see them or talk to them, then you can do that. Otherwise, I'm just sending you to one of the rooms. But you can now, unlike what we did on Tuesday and Wednesday, you're now able to actually move to any room that you like. So I believe Charlotte has, okay, no, Charlotte is here. I'm just checking most of the groups. There's at least one person talking, so this looks good, Charlotte. Yeah. And this is much longer than planned.
Non, elle est pas rangée, elle est
Okay, so for those of you who are back in plenary, we've got another 1 minute and 45 seconds, and then everyone will have 1 minute to come back. We've never tried this, but we'll see if it is in fact useful to at least some people to see if you can help each other in some small but significant way. So.
Yeah, there is Dorcas, okay, that opted to support Ishak Abubakar in one of the rooms. I just hope that 10 minutes will be okay for them to be able to give further support.
People, yes, so maybe the advice needs to be, if you can help, give your WhatsApp number. The rooms will close soon, but again, yeah. All right. If you want to make, you're the host, Charlotte. So if you want to make that announcement, just to encourage people to get each other's WhatsApp before the room closes, or I think that might be helpful to some people.
Okay, so please, the room will be closed in a few seconds, so you can share your WhatsApp contacts. That way you could continue the conversation even after the breakout room and even after the sessions end today. And I want to thank all those who volunteered to support their peers. This is really the power of peer learning. See you soon. Okay, everyone is coming back into the session. I think we have lost some people along the way. Okay. Okay, Reda, I think everyone is back now. So we hope this was a useful exercise for you. You were able to at least get I'm just going to ask maybe one person, Ishak Abubakar. I don't know if you're able to unmute. Hi,
Yes,
Ishak. Yeah.
yes, good
Were you
evening.
Good evening. Were you able to get the help that you needed
Exactly, 100%, 100%.
Okay. So I would like to thank Dorcas, okay, that was able. So please, is there any other person you can type in the chat to just tell us if this approach that we used this evening was helpful for you, because we haven't done this before. And please we are not going back to the group work. It's not the group work like we did for the discovery and the exploration sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday. This was really just it was just ad hoc group work today for peer support. So yeah, and I'm glad to know
But I do think this is actually useful. I see Godiya Maman. So Olu Wafemi Ojo says that Godia Maman explained it really fast and really well. So maybe we can ask Godia Maman to explain what, to tell us what she said that was helpful.
Okay.
And again, appreciate Charlotte. I mean, I'm staying because I can tell there's so much commitment here. We want you to succeed. Godia Maman, what did you tell your colleagues that was helpful to them?
Good evening. Okay, he said he was on the template for the RCA and then he was asked about to refer to the 5 steps before. So he don't know where to start from. So I asked him to identify his root cause challenge first, and he should be able to answer the 5 why. It will give him a guide on how to answer and prefer solution to the challenge he's actually going to talk about. So I think he said he will be on it now and he'll get back to me on WhatsApp to be able if there's any other help in it. So that was what happened, sir.
Thank you so much, Godia. Maybe another person we are going to ask is Dorcas. Please, can you just share with us what you shared, how you helped Ishak and the others in the room where you were?
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think what I was able to do was ask the person to discuss their challenge in detail. So I could pick out just a phrase, a sentence that actually is challenge, because the issue with having one challenge is that by the end of the day, when you look at vaccination, you end up seeing so many problems. So we're able to decode.
Yes, Dorcas. Okay, Reda, it looks as if we have lost Dorcas, but I'm seeing a raised hand. Anu Abubakar, your hand is raised. So please go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
All right. So I just came in. I wanted to make an inquiry regarding the RCA submission. I've done my task through the guidelines I received from email. I did everything, but mine is on the Microsoft Word document I typed. So do I still need to effect it in the guidelines note, or I can just go ahead with the submission through the Microsoft Word document?
You can go ahead with the submission through the Microsoft Word document that you use.
All
the
right.
template
So,
to help, but if you are able to work on a blank Word document, then go ahead and submit.
all right. So can I submit now or till the exact time?
You can submit now. The platform is already open and available for submission. And I'm putting the 2 steps in the chat for you to submit.
All right. Let me see. Let me go through. I've not seen the 2-step.
I just put it. There's a link there. You click on the link and then you can follow instructions.
All right. All right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
So that there is Selena that still says she was not able to receive the help. So Selena, please, can you share your challenge with us? Even though I responded to your message in the chat with the 2 steps you can follow.
I've already done the 2 steps. I did it earlier than now, and I'm still not submitting. It's not now. I'm asking, can I use a change password?
Yeah, so what's the problem? You're not able to sign in?
I'm not able to sign in, that's all.
You already created your account and you activated it?
Yes. No, created the account. Is it not the account we used to submit? We used to submit
your application? you have to, that is why I said there is a tutorial that you should follow, and there's a link that I
Okay.
shared in the chat. So you should follow
Okay.
step. Okay.
By step.
Should I share
Okay.
the link to that tutorial with you? I can put it in the chat here. Or I see
Please.
you are active on Telegram, or you and I can connect on Telegram and I can help
Okay.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll send the link to you on Telegram and then I'll follow up so
Okay.
that access. Gladys, okay, there's no template. I'm putting the template in the chat for you now. For you, Gladys, it was sent to your email yesterday evening. But if you haven't seen it, I'm sharing the templates in the chat. You can download it from the chat now. This is for Gladys Okbija. And sorry if I don't get your name right. So you can just download the template in the chat. Okay. Okori and Kechi, we cannot submit for you because it is, the file is on your phone. It is your file. So just, I don't know, come out of the platform. What I can advise you to do is to come out of the platform and go back to your phone. Try to locate the file, whether it's in your files folder on your device. Once you locate it, you can save it either as a document or in a folder that is easy for you to access on your phone. That way, when you come to the platform, you know exactly where to find it. That's the only way, I don't know, since you're probably using your phone to submit. How do you title your page? You don't need to even change. You can submit your documents. You don't need to identify yourself. You can just title it anyhow you want. That is, give it a title that you think fits your context. You know, I don't know, Uchenna, whether you mean naming the documents or the title for the project. So I just wanted to be clear. Let me see, Uchenna, I don't know if you're able to.
Charlotte, this is confusing a lot of people. It is that even though the instructions are in the tutorial, let me show you what I
Just the headings. The headings. Okay, no matter. Thank you for understanding. Thank you.
You
I'm
mean
clear.
the title for your project, for the
Aside,
RCA?
yeah, I mean the headings, maybe just to identify it, maybe, but inside the page, yes.
Yeah, so let me try to show this on screen.
Yeah, there's a sample of one I see from RCA 2024-7-26 Nigeria. Is it something like that to headline? So I saw something of such nature on a sample. So I thought of that.
So this is, some people have seen some messages, Charlotte, about this issue, which is that when you upload your root cause analysis, so you first need to choose your file, and then some people are not seeing this upload button, upload file lit up. It stays, they cannot click it. And that is because here there's a text box and you need to type RCA in the text box. Otherwise, you will not be able to upload your file. All right. And you want to make sure that you've uploaded your file by seeing, you should see it here. Now, if you uploaded the wrong file or you want to make changes, you need to do that before you submit it. And there you can click on delete file and then you can choose another one. But once you have submitted your response and you've pressed on the blue button, move into the next step, you have first of all to confirm your submit response. And the reason there's this confirmation is because once you do this, there's no going back. And that is when you'll be able to start peer review. So it's really when you see that after you upload your file, you need to type in RCA before you're able to submit the document.
you need to choose the file. When you choose the file, you will open an interface on your computer where you select the file. Once you select, you need to click on upload file. But once you click, there is a text box that opens where you need to type RCA, root cause analysis, and then you upload. That is it. And you have to confirm. Okay, so I think that, Reda, I don't know if you have any other final tips and advice and maybe final word of encouragement for.
When I see this much motivation, Charlotte, I'm actually thinking that I'm going to send a little poll on Telegram, and if there are at least 50 people who are interested, I will commit to holding a peer support session tomorrow on Saturday for anybody who still needs help. We'll keep it short. We'll make it 30 minutes, but if you need help, I'll set up the poll so you can tell me if you are interested in that. So on Saturday, so that would be at the same time, which I believe is 2 p.m. West Africa time, right? To keep the time consistent with, well, actually it's 3 p.m. So if so if we can see at least 50 responses, then I will send out the information for that. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you so much, Reda. So have you heard? So if you're still facing challenges, we are going to launch a poll on Telegram, and if you get up to 50 responses, then Reda will be holding a peer support session tomorrow, an exceptional peer support session for you tomorrow. So today is kind of like a day of good news and consideration based on all of your commitments. That's, you have an extension to submit your case study up till Sunday. That's 10:59 p.m. Abuja time on Sunday. And now there's going to be an exceptional peer support session. If we get up to 50 positive responses on Telegram, there will be an exceptional peer support session tomorrow. So just be ready, be on the lookout for the poll on Telegram, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your participation. Thanks to all those who shared today. Thank you so much, Jenny, for being with us up till this time, and looking forward to connecting with you soon. And I wish you all the best for those who are still writing. I wish you all the best, and I hope you're able to complete and submit your root cause analysis project. And for those who have started peer review, I wish you the best as you give useful and constructive feedback that will help your peers and colleagues to improve upon their work. Thank you so much, and bye. Asking everyone to unmute.
Thank you, Charlotte. This is a wonderful session.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Reda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Tomorrow, next week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Diamond.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Charlotte. Love you. Bye.
Just to say, the poll is already up on Telegram. The poll is already up on Telegram, so you can go ahead and respond to the poll if you want to be part of. If you want us to hold a peer support session tomorrow.
Okay.